At the Arlington Food Shelf, located in East Arlington right across the street from the firehouse, Bill Bryan and his wife Judy are long-term volunteers. The food shelf is only open twice a month, the first and third Tuesdays of each month, but with the COVID-19 pandemic putting added pressure on area residents like it's doing everywhere else, they are keeping busy.
So this is how we do it. This is, we're open early for the GNAT so they can see how we operate. So.
Bill brings out the food items each family gets in a wagon to waiting cars. It's not the way it used to work, he told us in an earlier conversation online.
And so our food shelf is set up very much like a mom and pop grocery store, or let me say it was. And that people could come in, and although because we were small, we only let 2 shoppers in or 2 families in it at one time, weather permitting. If it was inclement weather, everybody could come in, but they would wait their turn to shop. And they could basically take what they needed from the shelves. And the only requirement would be that it got weighed when they left. Now, it wasn't weighed specifically for them. It was so that we would have a total weight that we could then report back to the government. This is how much food. When we first heard about COVID and that we needed to take precautions, what we did is I would stand outside. I would let 1 person in at a time. I would offer them hand sanitizer and gloves. We didn't have any masks to wear at the time. And so then they could go in, and that we realized that became not only labor intensive, but then we had a long line of people waiting to come in. And they were just congregating out in front of the food shelf, not maintaining social distancing or anything like that. So then some more guidelines came out from the government, from the food bank, that suggested that we not allow people inside and that we just provide them with food packages. Well, that's contrary to what our philosophy has been for the last few years, and allowing them to choose what they wanted rather than us choosing what they wanted. So we partnered with a nutritionist from the local health clinic who gave us an idea of what a good menu would be for a family of 2, a family of 4, a family of 6, whatever the case might be. And we put together pre-packaged food bags and food boxes, approximately for a family of 1 or 2, about 50 pounds worth of food. And we would then have them wait in the parking lot and we would deliver it to them. What really fundamentally changed there is we knew that we were giving people food that they wouldn't necessarily take for themselves, which meant we're either going to create waste or whatever the situation might be. The other thing that fundamentally changed is how we receive food. We had donation collection places all over town, at banks, at local businesses, at the town hall. Well, as they slowly closed, then that source dried up. Now, you might think that that would create a real problem for us, but in fact, it kind of solved the problem for us. We wouldn't have to rely on you or somebody else dropping off a bag of food that we couldn't uniformly give to everybody. Now we just order food, and so that you, when you come to the food shelf, you don't get the same thing that you got the last time that you were there. You get something different, but you get enough, whether we hope enough, that will help get through the 2-week period that we're closed. We've also found that we had customers who came in that might be vegan, or they might be need a gluten-free diet. And when you prepackage stuff like we had been doing, we would give them stuff that they wouldn't eat or they shouldn't eat or whatever. So now, again, working with the same nutritionist, we've got a stockpile of ready to give out gluten-free stuff, vegan, whatever. And so it really has changed the way we do business and the way our clients perceive what we're doing.
So, I imagine you're seeing a big uptick in demand as well. It sounds like it's the case right around the entire state.
Well, from my understanding, it is the case. We have seen an uptick in new clients coming in, but we've seen a decline in our old clientele. And so we've started to make phone calls to try and figure out, are we doing something wrong? Is it because you can't hand pick what you would like? It seems more like a handout now than it does shopping at the local mom and pop grocery store. And unfortunately, the answers that we've received are all anecdotal. They're not enough to be able to say, that's the reason. Many people are afraid to come out. They're of the population, the high-risk population, and they're terrified. Or they, again, don't get to pick out what they get. And so we've seen a slight decrease in our regular clients and a dramatic increase in new clients.
And today, everybody who comes to the food shelf is going to get one bag of that, one tray of that, one tray of that, one bag of that, and then this bag, and then they're going to get chopped meat, chicken and apple sausage, homemade soup, and mac and cheese, frozen.
There's a lot of work that goes into keeping the food shelf going behind the scenes, and food coming in and going out. The Arlington Food Shelf is open on the first Tuesday of the month from 1:30 to 4 p.m. and on the third Tuesday of each month from 3:30 to 5:30 p.m. For the GNAT-TV News Project, I'm Andrew McKeever.